Hello, my name is Carlos Irvin, and I'm gonna give you a quick tutorial of Pathstream for Marketing 2101. So that's the social media marketing. Okay, so let's click on this course. I'm gonna put it in the student preview, and this is more or less for people who have never used Pathstream. Okay. So I put it in the student view. So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna click here where it says Pathstream. And what you will see is that there is all these folders. Now these folders are inside Blackboard. Blackboard is a platform where you have all the contents of your course, but Pathstream is a separate platform, okay? So let's open this first one, which by the way, I recommend that you watch this video. We'll watch it in class too, but you know, it goes into more general how to use Pathstream. I'm gonna go into a lot more detail. Even though it says you can use your tablet, I don't recommend it. I recommend that you use your computer. There are different ways to contact Pathstream for help. Okay, we'll see in a moment when we go inside the platform. There is a chat, which is the one that I recommend that you use first. The second one is you can go to their website where you can click on or fill out the contact Pathstream support. And last but not least is you can send them an email. In all of them, what's going to happen is you're going to set up a time when they're going to do a Zoom call where you will share your screen. They can help you one-on-one. Okay, so let's go back. So we are right now how to use Pathstream. So we're gonna get out of there. So I'm gonna click Pathstream again. Section 1, which we'll do in class. Okay, you see now it's opening the platform. The first time it opens the platform, it may ask you for, you know, if you agree or accept the cookies or whatever. It's registering you for the first time. Notice that these folders, the folders over here, okay, is basically the same information that you have in the platform. The difference is that here you can go directly to many or find easier certain things. So you can go project part 1 and you can go directly there instead of following along. The other thing is when you click any of these, it's going to take you directly to the platform anyway. So just wanted to make sure that you realize that they are both, you know, they basically coexist with each other, but the platform is this one. Here is the chat that I was telling you about. I'm not going to click it right now because somebody's going to think that I need help with something. So basically what you're going to do is, if you see, you can open all of these and you're just going, it's like an online course. And basically what you do is you do everything sequentially, okay? What I will do during class is I will go over many of these things and what you have to do in terms of your project, okay? But let's, for example, let's click over here. So you see, first you watch this video. When you finish watching the video and reading everything, you mark complete, and then it takes you to the next one. Again, watch the video. Now what will happen, mark complete, okay? What will happen is that it will have different types of things that it will ask you to do. So here it's just explaining, you see this is a chat, it's basically explaining all the things on how to contact Pathstream. Again, this is the chapter on getting started, how to use Pathstream, okay? Now let's jump to section 2, because section 2 is where you actually start seeing everything. So you see project part 1. Okay, so section 2, what you will notice is that there is some graded activities. You have a discussion board, okay, and then you have a project. In my class, I will not you do not need to do the discussion boards. They are not graded, okay? You do need to do the quizzes, and you obviously do need to do the project. So let's talk a little bit about the project. By the way, you need to do all of this sequentially. So when you're here, you already finished all the lessons. Okay. Now here it says to open this project, go to Blackboard and click the project link. Okay, that's interesting. Sometimes you can go directly to the project from here. Here it's telling us that we can go directly from Blackboard. So when we go to Blackboard, okay, so we're in section 2. So here it tells you exactly what are the things that the different sections. So I told you the discussion boards, I'm not gonna grade those. The project, each part, of course I'm gonna grade that. That's really the most important thing of what you're doing Pathstream. And what you will notice, and this is the part that is the most important thing of the video. What you will notice is that the project has several parts, okay? So you have part 1, which is to select a company. Project part 1 is select a company. 2 is explore the media presence. 3 is plan a campaign, and so forth. So you're basically doing all of these. So then when you click Start Project, this is the part that is most important that I wanted you to see. You're going to click Launch Lab. Okay? So you notice you have all of these different slides. So basically what you're doing is you're creating the project. You're creating the project, the different parts of the project, and you're going to follow the instructions from what it tells you here in the left-hand margin. Okay? So in this project, you need to identify a company. You can select your own company. If not, we will work directly with a company during this course. I will explain this during class. Basically, the first part is trying to select a company, okay? If you have your own company, great. And when I say your own company, it could be a friend, it could be family, it could be somebody that you know. So, because what we're gonna do basically is we're gonna create a social media campaign using Facebook and Instagram for this company, for this small business, okay? So, and if you don't have one, that's fine too. By the way, you can create a company, and we'll talk about that too. So step number 1 is brainstorming, okay? It tells you step by step. Consider the following brainstorming. Do you know anyone who owns a business? Consider that too. Selecting the company. Go to Facebook, log in, type the city, state, and so on. Use this website to look up other businesses, local businesses. So it could be even a business that you know, but I would prefer if it is, if you know somebody who either works there or somebody, that you can get more information from them. So step number 2, complete the company information. So here you put all the company information. Now, what happens if you haven't made up your mind on what this company will be? Well, that's perfectly fine, because part 2 oh, this is interesting. They changed this a little bit. Okay. So the first part, the brainstorm, so here they already went to the company that you chose. The part 1 should really be like a brainstorming. So basically what you're going to do is you have like 5 slides, and you're going to look at all of these different things. And based on that, you're going to select the company that you think is, the company that you want to do. So they actually simplified. They said, okay, just choose a company. Okay, the most important thing is once you finish part 1, okay, before you click on submit, you're going to look at the rubric. The rubric is going to tell you what are you being graded on. So in order to get an A, there is three things that you're going to be graded on. Company information. So it's the company information complete. Company name, website, Facebook. Selection. So a good explanation of why the company was chosen. The company has active Facebook, website, local business, so on. Benefits of social media. So how is this company going to benefit from social media? So this is very, very important that you click on the rubric, because what happens a lot of times is that people forget or don't read every part of the instructions. And if you don't put the benefits of social media, for example, then, I'm going to grade it as a F because there is nothing on that. So that's why it's very important that you look at the rubric. Once you finish everything, then you click submit. And that's going to submit part 1, okay? And basically what happens is once you submit it, then I will grade it, give you feedback. And if you submit it on time, and I will check if you submitted it on time, then let's say you messed up completely. Let's say you forgot, you just missed completely, didn't put anything about the benefits. And you got 2 out of the 3, so you got 66%. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, look, there is nothing here about the benefits of social media. Go back to the rubric and the instructions. And then what you are going to do is you're going to send an email to me. And I put this in the syllabus. The email format needs to be, Dear Professor Urban, my name is so-and-so. I'm in your marketing, 2101 class, section whatever, section 7092 on Monday and Wednesdays. The reason why you have to give me that much information is that I have 4 marketing classes and I have over 100 students. So if you don't tell me what, which, don't make me look through every class to see who you are and which class you're in. And then you say, could you please reset assignment A or B or whatever, project B or project whatever. And then if you submitted it on time, then I will let you submit it again. Okay? So the other thing that is important here, so you already saw project 1. I'm going to close that. Something that is extremely important. You cannot do project part 2 until you finish project part 1. And the way you know that it has not been submitted is because it still says in progress. The moment it's submitted, it will say submitted. So I cannot grade it if it hasn't been submitted. So if it says in progress, then you won't, that's when you can do more. Okay, now let's see, because there should be some quizzes here too. Oh, well, if you see a quiz, then you do, also this one is also in your, by the way, it's also in your calendar. So in your class calendar, so this is very important. Your class calendar tells you exactly what you need to do and when it's due. I guess in this class it doesn't have quizzes. In the other classes it does have quizzes. So here, okay, you can see clearly, September 20, Pathstream section 2, project part 1, okay? Section 4, okay, so you have to do the quiz and project part 2. So it will tell you if you have to do a quiz. Here, you have to do the calendar. It's not part of the project. This is a separate activity that is also in the platform. So here you know what you have to do and when it's due. So it will tell me when you submitted it. So if I see, if you submitted it September 21, so that's a day late, you will not be able to resubmit it if you messed up. You can only resubmit if you submitted it on time. So all the information on when everything is due is in your calendar. And we'll go over this more obviously during class, so don't worry too much about it. But just so you see what a final project looks like. because you're going to, at the end of the semester, you're going to present your project. So let me open one that I did, which I will use as an example during class. Okay. So you can see what one that is done looks like. So you see, it's actually interesting. They changed it. The part one, you had to put several companies and then write everything about that company, and then choose based on those. Now you just have to choose one. So they simplified it. But anyway, so that's part one, part two. Then you have to do. Let me put it in there. So my hobby is photography. I have a photography website and Facebook and Instagram. So I did it for that one. So like I told you, it doesn't have to even be, it could be a startup. It doesn't have to be a big company. So here's the target audience, pain points, influencers, okay? The plan of the campaign, you know, the different campaigns that I'm going to use, then, you know, the different formats. So you learn how to do the format for Facebook, and you're going to use a program for that, and for Instagram. And then actually you're going to learn using Facebook Ad Manager how to actually do the campaign. So here you have all the information about the traffic. By the way, I'm going to do a video on how to do this, because what happens is that Facebook Ad Manager continuously updates their software, and the instructions you have in Pathstream may not be the most updated. So I'm going to do a video on when, you know, before you get to this, you'll have a video on how to do this exactly. Okay, and then you have all the different parts, and I actually did a video. And here you see I have it for my Facebook and Instagram and all the different parts. So you're going to learn how to do all this. So you see you can do an image or video, a carousel. So that's, you know, like the one that moves like scrolls, or a collection. So you have all, so you're basically going to learn how to do advertising, which is really cool. Remember that Facebook owns Instagram, so you're really doing it for both, and stories and so on. And then you're going to learn how to analyze the performance of your analysis and explain how it's doing, okay? And then you end with a reflection on the project. Okay, so this is Pathstream. So this video was really to talk about Pathstream. Remember, this class has a combination of Pathstream and also our book. Our book is we'll talk about it more in class, social media marketing. So here we have a chance. So think of Pathstream, of learning how to implement, how to do things. And also it teaches you obviously the theory. This is more theory, and it goes over everything. It goes over blogs, microblogs, Twitter, I mean anything that you can imagine is in here. So we're gonna basically cover both simultaneously. By the way, when you buy this book, and I will tell you the first day of class, buy the least expensive option. You do not need, it doesn't have a Mind tab module, so you do not need to do the Mind tab subscription if you don't want to. Now, if you already have a Mind tab subscription, that's great. So here you have the different options, right? So if you already have a subscription, great. But if you don't, just get the least expensive one, which is this $39 or whatever. Okay, this was intended to talk about Pathstream. We'll talk about everything else during class. Keep in mind that I'm always available before class and after class to help individually. So this is more so that if there is something that you missed in class, or maybe I went too fast, you can always go back to this video and see step by step, how to get up and running with Pathstream. Once you get started and you get the hang of it, you'll notice that it's relatively easy. Okay, well, thank you very much, and see you the first day of class.